A very good afternoon. Welcome to Younib News at 1. My name is Wambui. Now, the vetting process is not unfamiliar territory to the U.S.-trained lawyer, as she was among the first cabinet members appointed by President William Ruto. She's also among the cabinet secretaries who were sacked by the president, raising questions over the integrity of those that held the various offices. Here is the report.
Being one among the lucky 10 or so who were reappointed after the dismissal, what would you tell us would be at least one of your key achievements as Minister for Environment and Climate Change?
Immediately I came into the ministry was focus on formulating a legal framework through amendment of the Climate Change Act to bring transparency, accountability, and bring out the issue of benefit sharing for communities.
To help matters, the Joint Departmental Committee on Health has approved the nomination of Dr. Patrick Amoth as the Director General for Health. The committee chairman Robert told the Parliament that Amoth had proven beyond reasonable doubt that he was fit for the job.
Pursuant to the provisions of the Constitution, Sections 3, 5, 8, and 2 of the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act, Cap 7F, the Health Act, Cap 241, the National Assembly Standing Orders, and the Senate Standing Orders recommended that Parliament approves a nomination of Dr. Patrick Omonda Amoth.
Many Kenyans were wondering, how would a person who is as qualified as him act for all those years, Honorable Speaker? I do not know why it has taken 6 years for people to realize that this is a person that needed to be substantive on the first instance.
Madam Speaker, the person who was in charge of giving the government technical advice on matters COVID was Dr. Amoth. Madam Speaker, Dr. Amoth performed so well that Kenyans were demanding for him to be confirmed as Director General of Health.
We all know that if there is a person in this country who has suffered injustice, professional injustice, is Dr. Amoth, acting for over 5 years, and when he's duly qualified.
If you are looking for competence, you are looking for erudity, you are looking for integrity, Madam Speaker, if you are looking for patience, comportment, composure, Madam Speaker, this gentleman, this doctor has shown that you can serve in any opportunity, that you can serve with dignity without making noise.
The vetting cabinet secretary approved for education, Julius Migos Ogomba, pledges to ensure smooth transition to grade 9. The advocate also pledged to address other critical issues affecting education, including the Down University funding, model recruiting of GSS teachers, and CBC, among other issues.
Julius Ogomba, a lawyer with over 25 years of experience, was the fourth nominee to undergo the vetting process. He outlined his initial priorities if appointed as the Cabinet Secretary for Education.
It is imperative that we arrest that situation by one, ensuring that we have clear and forthright discussions with the unions so that we are able to come up with a solution, because they also live in this.
Regarding the implementation of the competency-based curriculum, the nominee pledged to oversee the construction of 16,000 classrooms within 5 months for grade 9 students.
Where will the grade 9s be? Will they be in senior secondary, or will they still be in junior secondary where there are no classes? What I can say here is that I'm ready to take the decision that is in the best interest of the children.
The children of Kenya.
Yes. It has some teething problems, and of course one of the challenges that it has is the means testing instrument is not wide enough to capture everybody and to be able to identify everybody's level of income in order to know the children from those homes what level of funding should they get from the university. So it is working, and it's work in progress. The only way to solve the problem bedeviling the whole sector is to find a way of raising enough funds to ensure that the provisions of the Constitution with respect to education are covered.
Despite his lack of experience in the public sector, the nominee asserted that he is well suited for the position of a cabinet secretary for the education in the country, believing that his extensive legal expertise would serve him well in this new role.
Ezekiel Machogu. Kenyans have been asking, is this the right person for the job? Or is he going to just be an appendage of the person he was running as deputy governor for?
I'm ready and willing and able to offer leadership to get the kind of solutions that are required in the sector.
Alphonse Ouma, Younib at 1.
Machakos County Minister for Health, Daniel Yumba, has resigned. This comes after many challenges surrounding the health docket, including allegations of patients and lacking drugs in the health facilities.
I was appointed Minister for Health in Machakos County in November 2022. Prior to that, I had served as the CEO of the Kenya Medical. And I resigned to come and join the government of Machakos as a minister. I have served with diligence and with my ability. However, today, I want to say that as the Bible says in Ecclesiastes 3, there is a time for everything. There is a time to cry and a time to laugh. There is a time to come in and a time to leave. My time to leave the department as the Minister for Health in Machakos County government has come.
We are going for a short break. We will be right back with more news updates.
Wewe ni mfanyabiashara katika sekta ya elimu, afya bora, usafiri ama unamiliki kampuni yoyote ile? Ungependa kupata fursa ya kutangaza biashara yako ili kuwafikia wateja zaidi? Usikonde. Runinga ya Younib inakupa fursa ya kupeperusha matangazo kuhusu bidhaa na huduma unazotoa kwa bei nafuu. Kwa maelezo zaidi, wasiliana nasi kupitia nambari za simu 0750344700 ama kupitia barua pepe marketing@younibtv.com. Jinyakulie leo. Younib TV, ever the best.
Now, leaders and staunch supporters of the ODM party from Kilifi County now want the leader of the party, Raila Odinga, to appoint the Kilifi Governor Gideon Mung'aro as the deputy leader of ODM. Here is the report.
Governor Gideon Mung'aro akishashika ile hatamu ya ile kiti ya deputy party leader, kitu wa kwanza ni kuweka ofisi za chama the coastal region yote.
Sisi tunamjua Mung'aro pia anaweza kushika nafasi
ya national, kwa sababu Mng'aro alikuwa pia ni waziri mdogo wa ardhi na anajua na ametangamana na watu wengi na kabila nyingi katika hii nchi ya Kenya. Kwa hivyo akipewa hii nafasi katika hii deputy party leader, tunajua Mng'aro yuko na nguvu.
Sisi kama wanakilifi tunatoa kilio chetu kwa chama chetu cha ODM, wamkumbuke gavana wetu, mwanachama kamili wa ODM, Bwana Mng'aro awe deputy party leader wa chama.
Now on to farming. Small-scale farmers under the Tea Kenya Development Agency, KTDA, increased tea production from 538 million kilograms to 584 million kilograms, resulting in a remarkable boost in earnings from 134 billion shillings to 200 billion per year. Here is the report.
Over the last 1 year, the government has been able to support the tea sector by providing the tea farmers with subsidized fertilizers, where the government spent close to 1.4 billion to subsidize fertilizers for the tea farmers, an additional 2 billion which will be given to KDDA to meet the remaining balance. Out of that subsidy program, we have seen a lot of progress in the tea sector. We were able to increase the earning from 138 billion Kenya shilling per year to close to 200 billion Kenya shilling per year. And it's all largely because of increase in tea production. Last year, the volume of tea increased from 535 million kilos to close to 580 million kilos of tea. And the tea farmers were able to witness an increase in their production, in their bonuses. At the same time, we are looking forward to a better earning this year for our tea farmers.
And finally, in sports, FKF Premier League side Moranga Vice Chairman Hussein Mohammed has urged the World Football Governing Body and the Government of Kenya to establish a normalization committee to manage the operations of the Football Kenya Federation. His calls follow recent orders issued in the last 48 hours that left stakeholders more confused. Here is the report.
Hosting rights of the African Nations Championships CHAN and Africa Cup of Nations AFCON 2027 are in serious jeopardy, as Kenya will be suspended by FIFA for not complying with directives of meeting the deadline for conducting elections. As a country, we know when the general elections are held, isn't it? That date is fixed, correct? We know when the general election will be held. Why is it so difficult to have the same thing with Football Federation and elections, or with our elections when it comes to FKF? It should be the same thing. We should know that by a certain date, by a certain time, we are going to the polls and we will have new people in office.
We've come to the end of our news segment at 1 with me, Nancy Wambui, and always remember that character is power. Have a nice day.